Well, if you're anything like me, you're also hosting this very podcast, I guess, at the same time as I am. I don't see how that can work. I think you should get your own podcast where you spend every segment just responding to something I said in my podcast, and then someone can make a podcast about your podcast and do the same thing. And then we have infinite content. We have an Ouroboros, never-ending feedback loop of content. It sounds like a nightmare, and I think we should create it right now. Look, what else are you gonna do for the rest of time? You have to have something to watch, and you have to have something to react to. You have it so lucky. Your ancestors barely had shit to react to. They got good at reacting to everyone dying around them all the time. And they're like, man, I really wish I could send a symbol of a yellow face with a little blue tear coming out of it. I'm doing that with my own face. I don't need another face to do it. There must be a better way to communicate concepts and document ideas. Why does my building feel like it's shaking? It tends to happen when it gets windy, because I live at the top of a hill. They're old buildings. And that's what they tell you if you're like, why does it make that noise? Like, it's just an old building. And then they're like, yeah, they used lead paint on this back in the day, but we just painted over it a bunch of times and it seems like it's fine. There's just something in me that thinks maybe lead is like, it affects us even if you don't like consume it. I mean, I do eat paint chips every day, don't get me wrong, but I'm saying like if you did consume it, that's the only time it's bad, supposedly. But I feel like just being near it, even thinking about it, I think thinking about it can thinking about lead can give you lead poisoning. I truly believe this, starting now. I also believe that thinking of an ice cream cone will make an ice cream cone appear. But I keep looking that up on WebMD, and it's not a disease you can get. It would actually be, I guess it would be more like a superpower. But in another way, if you couldn't control it, that might be something you'd want to go see a doctor about. Like, it can't be my wedding day and I'm up there on the altar, and instead of saying I do, I just manifest 100 ice cream cones from thin air, which is what I do when I get nervous. It's like, then everybody's gonna know. It's like pissing your pants, except it's more enjoyable for any children around you. So anyway, you have to make a podcast now. You have to make your podcast about my podcast, and you have to find one other person to suck into it. Come on, if you start your own, we can all have beefs with each other, you know? It'll get really intricate and very, like, interpersonal, and, like, it's gonna start to become like a story, and everyone's gonna be like, who are these weird assholes who are all fighting each other? It's awesome. Why do you think people watch the election? It'll be just like that. Today's show is brought to you by a huge ice cream cone. It's the biggest ice cream cone you've ever seen. This ice cream cone makes you feel small relative to it. Makes you feel like an ant. It makes you feel like you're nothing to this ice cream cone. It's 6,000 calories, which you think isn't really that bad, considering how big. When you see how big it is, you're gonna be like, that's only 6,000 calories? We're trying to keep you in shape even though you want this giant ice cream cone. Okay, well that's the end of the ad copy. It just stops there. I think they got mad. Like, the way that was written, it made it sound like they felt like they were underappreciated. Look, I don't condone it. I don't think it should have been made. I think there are certain things that just should be off limits. Everything else is fine. Anything else you want to do to anybody ever, I'm okay with it. You can quote me on that. But don't make a huge ice cream cone. It's just too much. You can do it. You can get away with anything else in my book. So coming up on today's show, we got Slurp Von Lipstick. He knows what time it is. I mean, so do I. You don't see me making a segment out of it, but some people need that. Yeah, I like to put him off for as long as possible because you know that, like, I just can't stand Time Check anymore. I just can't stand this guy. I don't know how he keeps getting in here. I've locked the doors. I'm like, Time Check is over. Like, I texted him. I said, Time Check is over. Don't come in. Don't come in next week. I run a tight ship. I got this stuff timed down to the microsecond, and there's no room for you this week. I'm gonna do a rant about lettuce again, I think, later, and that's gonna be the rest of it. So there's no time to do Time Check. It's over for Slurp Von Lipstick. I'm the only platform he had. I know he had a lot of fans, but I'm putting my foot down. He can start his own podcast. He can talk shit about me. I'm getting a call now from Ben Johnson, who, yeah, I bet you didn't know that. That's Slurp Von Lipstick's real name. So, it was all a ruse, and he got you guys. And I'm just glad to be rid of him. And I'm gonna replace him with, I don't know, like ads for, like, birds. Different, like, advertisements for birds, like, different kinds. All the different bird species, they have, like, brands now. They're making money. It doesn't go to the birds, though. It just goes to people who are like, go cockatiels, you know? They get all the money. The bird gets fuck all. So, bird representatives bought some ad time, so we're going to be hearing from all of them. Every single one. Every single type of bird, you're going to hear from them. Coming up on the podcast, but first, gotta go to the bathroom. Alright, I'm back. I didn't really have to go to the bathroom, I just didn't know how else to segue into the next thing. Which is, oh, I'm getting a call now on... Oh, this is the timeline. Oh, this is still patched through, huh? This caller is just coming up as Grandma? Who is Grandma? Hey, Grandma, you're on the line. What's happening, Grandma?
Hey, what's up?
Who is this?
This is just your Grammy.
You don't sound anything like my grandma. You just sound like you sound exactly like me.
No, I'm your grandma. Remember me?
Okay, what was my pet name for you? Your possible success rate here is much higher than you might think. Why don't you give it a try?
Was it Grandma?
Yeah. Holy shit. This is crazy. So what did you want to call about, Grandma?
Oh, I just wanted to say, you should bring back Slurp on Lipstick. He's cool. And I'm your grandma, so you're hearing it straight from the source.
What do you mean the source? The source of what?
The source of, wisdom and, like, knowing what the fuck I'm talking about. Ever heard of that?
Okay, well, I don't think that, that doesn't seem like the kind of thing I remember you saying.
Yeah, I'm different now. You know?
What happened to you?
I got cool. I'm going through a cool phase. I'm cool now.
It's never too late to get cool. I've always said this. Well, good for you, Grandma.
Also, would you happen to know what time it is, my dear boy?
Sure, no problem, Grandma. It's 10:28 p.m. It seems like it would be past your bedtime.
No, I'm always awake at this time. I'm always awake because I'm always doing something, but I can't tell you what it is. I'm your grandma. Bitch.
Hey! I don't like this phase you're going through. If you're doing it to fit in, I'm just here to tell you you don't have to do this.
I'd also like to inform you that you've been served. You broke the rules of a legal compact, if you recall signing, wherein you would never check the time.
I don't see how that could be possible, especially because I've done that like a million times, usually to mock the host of Time Check.
Well, I'm just looking at the documents here pertaining to the legal agreement.
Grandma, why do you have that? Why do you have access to this?
They're floating around online. You ever gone to 4chan.com?
Alright, so what does it say what I owe him in there if I do an infraction?
Yeah, it says here in the legal contract that if you do that, you will have to allow Slurp Von Lipstick to host the remainder of the show in which the infraction occurs.
I don't think that could possibly be enforceable. And Slurp Von Lipstick has walked into the studio. I locked the door, but he had the little Anton Chigurh weapon, and he just destroyed the doorknob, and now he's here. It's much worse than Anton Chigurh. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Slurp Von Lipstick. Hey guys, it's me, Slurp Von Lipstick. That whole thing you heard, by the way, that was a ruse. That was actually my grandmother. She likes to just do stupid pranks like that. She has nothing else going on. It's, one could say I'm kind of a master of entangling people in legal agreements that are intentionally obfuscatory and labyrinthine. However, just because I do that to people doesn't mean I'm not a merciful person. And I'm just gonna do my time check, and then I'm gonna leave. So it's gonna be normal, because I'm being nice. But in exchange for being nice, it means I get to host time check in each episode in perpetuity. So this segment is now like a legal requirement. So I gotta show up. It's not like jury duty where I can be late and nobody believed me because they're like, well, you're always on time. You're Slurp Von Lipstick. All you know is what time it is. And I'm like, that doesn't mean I know how long it's gonna take me to get ready to go to the courthouse. I don't even have my pants on until like after I've already gotten to my office. So that's how late I am with that. So with that all being established, with that all being said, I'm just going to tell you it's 10:38 p.m. And that's the official time check time. It's not some schmuck. It's not someone who doesn't know time well telling you that. This is all I do. This is all I have. Oh wait, this hadn't updated yet. Sorry. Yeah, the computer froze a little bit and it just now caught back up. And it turns out it wasn't really 10:38 at all. It was actually 11:23. So I'm just gonna have to process this because this is the first time I've ever failed at time check. Look, I just have very high standards for myself, so this is really a rock bottom moment for me. And I'm just gonna need to take some time with my gerbils. I have a family too. So if you want to see me around town, I'm going to be performing live at Radio City Music Hall. I'm going to be learning the intro to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles live. I've never played it before. I'm going to sit down and figure out how to do it. I'm not really a professional musician, so it might take me a while. So you're going to get a lot of bang for your buck. You got to stay in there until I figure out how to play it. That's what that Shyamalan movie is based off of, Trap. Everybody see you later. I'm Slurp Von Lipstick. I hosted Time Check. Legally speaking, it happened. This Time Check has been so legal, it might as well have been etched in blood into the US Constitution. That's how much it adheres to what America is and what the legal system does for us. See you out on the range, partner. Look, you can do something else if you want. You don't have to listen to this. You don't have to do it. You don't have to listen to the bird sponsors. Shit, I gotta do. We have to go through all of those. And it's election season too. You know, all the flocks have their own elections. They're like, who's gonna take us south? They gotta go through primaries. It's a wonder the migration even happens with how locked up it is and partisan bullshit. I'm telling birds, get over your differences. I get it that, like, there's a lot of them, because there's, like, fucking 80,000 million types of birds, and you're gonna hear from all of them at the same time. Did I not mention they're gonna be doing it at the same time? And then at the end, you can vote for your favorite bird, the best bird of the year. Bird of the year? It's always the same birds every year. They get all the dark money. You've got the toucans at the top. It's not because they look cool. No, they just have like super packs. Hold on, I'm getting a call on that stupid timeline. Can we turn the timeline off? It's over. Time check's over. Why am I still getting time? I'm gonna pick this up. It says Ralph. Hello, Ralph. You're on with a time check, which you missed. So he got it wrong, by the way. Whoever you are, Ralph. Yeah, hi. Yeah, he got it wrong. He got time check wrong. So what do you think of that? You still like Slurp? You still want him on the show? He can't even do his one job correctly?
Yeah, my name's Ralph. I'm Ralph.
Yeah, I know. I said that.
Okay. All right. Well, what are we talking about?
I was shattering the illusion in your mind. I'm assuming you're calling Time Check, so you're probably a Time fan. And so I'm just telling you, like, hasn't the illusion been shattered? This guy's a fraud. His computer messed up, and that makes him a bad person. That's how it works in the new updates. In the most recent update, it says if your computer blue screens, it's because of your attitude. It says it now. Did you see this? Are you on this build?
Yeah, I don't think it says that. Look, man, I understand there are views on both sides when it comes to Time Check, and some people hate Slurp Von Lipstick. I know him. His name is definitely Slurp Von Lipstick.
No, sorry. It really is Ben Johnson. His name is Ben Johnson. I have his tax information. I can forward it to you. That's not illegal.
Yeah, well, it's probably AI, taxes. So that's probably what's coming up next. Somebody makes an
Look,
AI
don't
of
go
your
into
taxes.
a rant about. I don't care. I don't care. The caller is supposed to be subservient to me. You only exist to me in the form of your voice. So if I can take that away, then I can take you away. I can send you into the void.
Well, your diplomacy is admirable, but and I'll be in the studio next week, by the way.
What?
Oh, I mean, Slurp on Lipstick, I'm sure he'll be in the studio next week, I'm pretty sure.
You said your name was Ralph.
Oh, no. Yeah, I'm not Slurp on Lipstick. Oh, wait. Fuck.
Is everyone who calls Time Check just you?
I just do the voices and then I edit it together later so it sounds like a phone call. I haven't gotten anyone to call. Everybody knows about it. That's not the problem. The problem is that too many people know about it, and they know too much about me, and they don't want to contact me as a result.
Huh. So in a way, this conversation we're having is more real than Time Check.
Who's to say what's real, man? Who's to say what's real?
Okay, I fucking hate it when you get like this. Look, I don't know what else to tell you. It's over.
And then I'll see you next week. How's that sound?
No, I can't. No, we can't do this again. I gotta back out of this somehow. Anyway, here's every single bird that exists. Take it away. Okay, so that part's over now. Thank you. I don't know what happens next. I don't know how this works. I'm thinking it's probably going to be Toucan again anyway this year. What's the point? I don't know why I host the bird awards every year. That's the whole thing, too. Birds are just like quick. They're quick, They're like, I got a worm to catch after this. It's hard to like stay on their schedule. Well, in our next episode, we're gonna determine the best beetle, not the band, the bug. The Beatles is one of those like boomer touchstones where like I work with one now, and he made a joke like, the Beatles, right? I was like, yeah, I know about Beatles. I know about the Beatles. But they're very, I guess, I don't know, they like being appealed to in that way. So you just be like, yeah, I heard of Howdy Doody, and I heard of Chips, and I heard of all kinds of things, but I haven't watched any of it. But everybody knows that exists. It's like, yeah, I wasn't personally acquainted, but I'm aware of Thomas Jefferson. Yeah, I would put him a little bit before my time, but he's kind of like a famous guy. They wrote that stuff down. They recorded it on, records that you listen to. Remember? You can go back and listen to those at any time. A lot of it's good, a lot of it's bad, just like now. You gotta let time decide things, So time is important. You gotta put it in your own hands. Don't trust a guy who's lying to you about what his name is. You know who else did that? Do you know who else did that? Darth Vader. I don't know if you're aware of Star Wars, that reference. I think historically I've enjoyed the Star Wars video games more so than I've really liked the movies that much. I mean, they're unique in a lot of ways for the time, because all of the sci-fi was like dark and like, I'm gonna destroy you now. Well, I guess that was in Star Wars too. You gotta try to destroy somebody, or else what are you, Philip K. Dick? What are you, writing a different type of story or something? There's always a bad guy, and he's always gonna get you. There's always a demon that has to be faced in any good story. Everybody knows this. Demons are just being demons. That's how it goes. Demons will be demons. That's why hell, it's not really that bad. It's just demons doing what they do. It's just them being themselves. And it's like, what else are they gonna do? If we close hell tomorrow, what are they gonna do? It's sort of like when you go to Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. You're like, yeah, I guess it's cool that there's Oompa Loompas, but do they, know they're alive? Or do they just know those songs? Or, are they just, little animals? Is it basically a zoo? Can you shoot one? All of these questions and more are answered in the sequel, which I think was, what was it called? It was called something. So we all know, right? Because we all read that. It's not like it was just a book where if you opened it, it was just empty pages. Except for the first page, and all it says is, bet you all thought I wouldn't write a sequel to this. Bet you all thought the other one was going to be so successful, it would be impossible. It'd be impossible to meet that standard. He said, well, you don't believe in old RD anymore? Okay. Well, you're correct. I'm not going to bother. Book was like $50. You had to buy it in the store. And he got away with it. So the results are in, and the bird of the year has been decided. I have no idea where this note came from. It just appeared before my eyes. I thought I was alone. I'm freaking out. I'm actually really freaking out right now because I don't know where would a note have come from. Anyway, it says here the winner is Toucan. Yeah, who gives a shit? Thanks Wall Street. I guess Wall Street's behind this bird. This is the 1% bird, this toucan. I'm being told the toucan wants to deliver some words, an acceptance speech for the Bird of the Year award. I have here on the phone Vincent.
Squaw, or
okay,
squawk.
so let me stop you there. Is it improbable to guess that this is Slurp Von Lipstick and not Vincent the toucan?
I think I'm the bird.
I know some birds are good at mimicry, but I'm pretty sure there's nothing on that level. Maybe this is a bird hooked up to an AI. Or maybe it's an AI hooked up to a bird. I'm not really sure how to think about that.
Are you just gonna keep talking, or do I get to talk?
Dude, you're a fucking bird. Okay, man, I guess I'll see you next week if you're gonna do this childish shit. So where is Vincent?
I just let him out of his cage.
Why would you do that? This isn't his native habitat.
Well, they're called toucans, not toucants, so maybe believe in them a little bit, huh?
You didn't even try to sound like a bird. You forgot you were trying to be a bird halfway through.
Yeah.
You're not even committed to this.
Yeah, I don't really care.
I'm hanging up. I can't get away from him. He's like everybody. He's everyone. He's all of the listeners, somehow. We're all Slurp Von Lipstick, and the weirdest thing is, even Slurp Von Lipstick isn't Slurp Von Lipstick. His name is Ben Johnson. And I'm, not really your dad or your mom. I'm not here to be your father figure or mother figure. In terms of my involvement in your family, I'm like a gerbil that was kept in the basement and everyone forgot about it, and they forgot to feed me. But I'm still alive somehow. Just here in the dark, but I'm used to it. One of my recurring dreams is that I'm caring for an animal, but I forgot that I had the animal. It's a stress dream that I haven't had in a while. I don't know what that one means. I mean, maybe that's why I was so bothered by what happened to the toucan. Sure, you can let that bird go if it's willing to, if it goes of its own volition. It's not the right thing to do, not to Vincent. But if it's like a hummingbird or something, then you should probably just let it outside. You wouldn't be able to keep a hummingbird in your house. Does anyone do that? I don't think so. Can you imagine being a hummingbird in a cage? What is this what is this? What am I, Joanna Newsom? This entire episode was brought to you by Skechers. Skechers, buy some shoes, jump so high. Skechers, you're a beautiful guy. Sorry to interject, but it's weird that they would just say, they're basically saying women can't buy Skechers. It's kind of, I mean, it's pretty blatant, but I'll continue reading the ad. Skechers, they'll make you look so fly. Skechers, they make you go so high. They kind of already said hi, but okay. Sorry, I keep just... It's hard to... I'm just having a problem. I'm having a problem with this. Skechers, you're a wonderful, wonderful guy. Come on, what is this? Who wrote this? Well, that's gonna do it for me this time. See you next time.